Anyway, all right. Guys who won't let you split the check. Oh, wait. There's a great documentary, too, out there about the year Valentino Rossi switched from Honda to, I think he went to Yamaha or Suzuki. I think it was Yamaha. So, he was winning, and he was just the shit, and he was riding for Honda, which is like Lewis Hamilton, who's the shit, and he's driving for Mercedes. So there's a lot of critics of F1 who are saying, Lewis Hamilton wouldn't be as nearly dominant if he was driving for somebody else because Mercedes is the best. And then it's also like, well, Lewis Hamilton is also the best, so Mercedes wouldn't be winning at the same clip, And I think both Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton would obviously agree to that, right? Well, the dumbasses at Honda in early, this is funny after I just gave a shout out to Japan. I'm not saying they're still dumbasses, but they made a dumbass move where I guess Valentino Rossi was getting too much fucking credit, they felt, and they said, hey, it's not just the rider, it's also the bike. They alluded to something that, well, he is riding a Honda. So that pissed off Valentino Rossi, and he switched to Yamaha, and everybody thought he was nuts because I guess Yamaha, whoever the fuck he switched to, wasn't winning shit. And not only did he go over there and immediately made them a winner, he won the championship the very next year, which, from what I can tell, is unheard of. Having what little I know, watching F1 and watching an amazing driver like Daniel Ricciardo, switch from Red Bull team to who the fuck is he with now? I forget who he's with. He was with Renault last year, and this year I think he switched again. And it's literally like football, where if you like, one of the worst things to be is the top QB prospect in a draft because you're going to go to some shit fucking team with no offensive line, and then people, who knows how good you could have been if you were maybe the third ranked guy and you actually went to a competitive team that had an offensive line with an older quarterback and they worked you in, and you had a good quarterback coach. You didn't have fucking a new QB coach every fucking year. Like happens to a lot of people out here. So that really is interesting. Anyways, all right. Guys who won't let you split the check. What's up, Bill? Love the podcast. Okay, one thing that I find extremely annoying is the guys have to pay convention on dates. I'm in college and the guys I date are in college, so I know that neither one of us had that much money to spare. It seems kind of fucked up to me that being in a relationship is like a money-saving tool for women and a huge financial burden for men. Yeah, I would say that. I think it was that way back in the day because women weren't allowed to work. And then also, once you married a guy, like he could fucking lord over you when you were like his property. So you couldn't even vote. I mean, to try and balance it out somehow is you had to go out and go buy the sarsaparillas. Anyway, some guys are adamant about paying for dates. I always was. Even when you're sincerely offering to split, parentheses, not some fake, oh my God, no, you don't have to do that bullshit. All right, is this like the coolest chick ever? She wants to pay. She's owning up to the fact that chicks do shit like that. All right, and this is what I wish happened in politics. So they wouldn't be screaming and yelling, where you could just be like, hey, Obama fucking drone bombed some weddings and, he kind of blew the oil companies. Okay, I can definitely give you that. But, having said that, this guy Trump's a little out of line here. Then you could actually maybe have a fucking conversation. Instead of screaming at some old lady because she's not wearing a fucking mask. She's going to be dead soon. Just leave her alone. Anyways, which also puts me in a weird spot because it feels like since they bought my meal, now I owe them sex. Yes. Like prostitution, but with food as an intermediate step. All that considered, what do you say to a dude to actually convince him to let you pay for yourself? I don't know what you say, because that's a weird thing. That's got to be a weird thing for a woman where a guy insists to pay, because then you got to be sitting there going like, all right, what do I have on my hands here? Do I have an old school gentleman who's going to take his coat off and let me step on it as he walks over a mud puddle, whatever the fuck that is? Or do I have somebody that's going to be shoving their dick in my face because they paid for my fucking steamed spinach here? I mean, that's a hell of a thing. Hey, this is why I wish more women wrote in on this fucking podcast. Well, Bill, maybe if you didn't trash them every 10 seconds, they'd fucking listen to this shit. Fair enough. Yeah, because that's interesting. That then you're going to be sitting there being like, okay, I'll let you pay for this, but, that doesn't mean, you can take old Hank out in fucking 20 minutes when we're back in your Prius. Yeah, I would tell you this. At this point, the way things are now, I would be terrified as a young guy out there as far as just like, all right, I'll tell you this to all the young guys out there. If you even get a hint of vindictiveness or craziness, you gotta just fucking walk away. Like De Niro in Heat. You just gotta stand up and just fucking walk. I don't know. And then women, I don't know. You got to come up with some sort of fucking. There's got to be some sort of. Well, that doesn't really work if the guy's a monster. I don't know. There's really no solution because human beings, male and female, are just inherently fucking flawed. I will say to women out there, young women out there that are dating and all that shit. There's plenty of fucking dojos out there where you could learn some fucking grappling and jujitsu. I mean, that's my thing. I really think every fucking woman should learn how to do that shit. Then they probably abuse that power too. But, whatever. I'm just saying. Like, you could fucking... when somebody is going to sexually assault you, they got to get in close. All right? So if you're good at fighting on your back and you can put that person in an arm bar and there's no ref to tap out, you fucking blow out his elbow. That's it. Nothing kills a hard-on like a broken fucking arm. Or just put him in a triangle. I mean, I got to tell you, I would think no matter how much a guy outweighed you, once you, I mean, I shouldn't say that. I should ask Rogan this, but like, at what level belt, okay, does weight class not matter if the other person has no grappling skills whatsoever, has no idea like, oh, fuck, they just did that, which means in another half a second, I'm going to be in a triangle or an arm bar unless I do this. I just think that would put you at like a tremendous, tremendous fucking advantage. That's something I really want to do, with my kids. I hope that, this thing ends soon and you can just teach your kids how to, defend themselves against, psychos in life. And then you just teach them, like, never abuse this power and all that shit, which I think is part of the dojo's responsibility down there. But I would definitely say that. Okay, hey, now you know how to choke people out. Just don't go fucking walk around choking people out. That's another thing, too. What if you knew your kid was a psycho? Do you then fucking let him learn how to do that? You can't have some Cobra Kai kid.